Welcome back to My Block Jags. I am Denero Scurry. And since now we're in the midpoint of the season, I decided to do a mid-season review of the Jaguars. Basically say what I was expecting to what we are and then what I'm looking for the rest of the season. I want to start off saying that this season did not go how we all planned as Jaguar fans. Looking at the draft with C.J. Henderson and Chase Young and Minshew coming off that should have been a Rookie of the Year season. We just looked like we were going to capitalize. We were going to ride Minshew's back and just be a little bit better than we were last year. Defensively, I did see that we were going to struggle a little bit, but I didn't think we were going to be this bad. And we're that bad. We're 1-7. We're 31. We're 30. We're the 31st ranked team in the NFL. We lost 7 games in a row. That's fucking horrible. We're number 2 in the draft standings. We gave the Dolphins, Bengals, Texans their first wins. We gave the Texans their only 2 wins, which is crazy because they couldn't, with Bill O'Brien and everything he was doing over there, Houston couldn't figure it out. But for whatever reason, we're the team that gave them their only 2 wins, and it looks like we're giving every team we play, we give them the best showing that they have for the season. Defensively, we look horrible. We went and picked up a couple guys to replace Calais, to replace Marcel Darius, to replace Yannick Ngakoue. We drafted Chase Young. We went and grabbed a couple defensive ends. I want to say, I can't remember the name, but we ended up getting the 3 technique to replace Calais Campbell. And it was another guy. 3 of them, 2 of them retired. 1 of them opted out this season. One guy, the 3 technique, we actually got him from Arizona. He was supposed to replace. He replaced Calais in Arizona. Supposed to replace Calais here. He had a heart condition or something like that, so he had to put his career on hold to try to figure that out. We had another guy, another defensive end, opt out, and then another defensive. I think he was like an end linebacker. He just retired. I want to say the one that opted out came back. I don't know his name. I can't think of his name right now. I want to say he opted out. But how our defense was looking, or how our defense looked last year with all the pieces that were gone. Boye's gone. Like I said, Calais is gone. Yannick is gone. I knew our defense was going to struggle, and I knew our defense was going to be a problem, but I didn't think our defense was going to be this bad. They sold us on we was going to be better. We were going to be better without Yannick. Yannick had, I think, 9 sacks last year. Josh Allen had 10 sacks last year. We're not better. Our D-line is not better without Yannick. Our D-line is struggling bad. As a team, we only have 8 sacks. 2 of them by Josh, 2.5 of them by Josh Allen, and our rookie Chase Young has 1 sack. Remember, Chase Young was supposed to be drafted to replace Yannick, and the production is not there. He's literally looking. He doesn't even look like another guy. He looks like somebody who shouldn't be on the field. He can't get off blocks. He has no pass rush. No, he's literally not a factor on the team. Not a factor at all. Josh Allen. A lot of times last year, Yannick was setting Josh Allen up for the sack. Yannick was getting double teamed. Josh Allen was getting single. He was getting the 1-on-1, and he was able to capitalize on the 1-on-1 for whatever reason. I don't even think he's getting double teamed this year, but for whatever reason, he cannot capitalize on the 1-on-1. There's really nothing going on, and we're not getting no push up the middle. We drafted Hamilton out of Ohio State to be our nose tackle, defensive tackle type guy. We got Aubrey Jones and we have Taven Bryan. Out of those 3, Taven Bryan has a half sack. He's a first round bust. He's horrible, and our D line just looks bad. Middle line, our linebackers actually. Well, I'm gonna say linebackers. Miles Jack got moved from middle back to outside, and he's balling, lights out. I mean, he's all over the field. Every game we play, I want to say he has like 40 tackles. Every game we play, you see him flying all over the field. He's getting tackles. He's doing his thing. Joe Schobert It was a big free agent signing for us. We dropped a lot of money in his pocket, and he doesn't look good. He looks like a free agent bust, to be honest. He's getting caught on. He's missing tackle. Like, he's not reading the coverages right to where he should. His gaps, all that stuff. He's not doing. He's not doing what we expected. To be honest, Miles Jack actually played better than him at middle linebacker last year than what Joe Schobert's playing this year. He's just, to me, he's well, not to me, to everyone, he's a bust. He's not doing what we expected him to do. A lot of free agents, when they come to Jacksonville, they know they're coming to Jacksonville to get a bag. I mean, that's one thing. We're going to overpay free agents. We look at how much we gave Boye. We had to overpay Boye to get him here. We overpaid Calais to get him here. They have the video where Calais was debating should he go home to Denver or come to Jacksonville, and I think Jacksonville offered like $2 million more than what Denver offered. Denver was offering like $11 million. Jacksonville was like, nah, we'll give you 13.5, something crazy like that. So the bag was a lot more here than it was in Denver for Calais, so he came here. And so a lot of free agent players, they come here because they know they're going to get the bag. They know they're going to come to a crappy team, but the bag's going to be there. And a lot of people take the bag. So Joe Schober, that's what it looks like he did. Secondary, we got C.J. Henderson in the draft, first-round draft pick out of Florida. Our first draft pick this year. He doesn't look good. He got one interception. First game of the season against the Colts, he looked really good. I mean, everyone was like, all right, bet. We traded Jalen. Now we got his replacement. He looks pretty good. First game of the season. After that, it's been going straight downhill. He's having struggle. He's struggling with the coverage. He can't really cover that well, which I didn't think that was going to be an issue with him watching him in college. For whatever reason, he's getting burnt every game. You see him getting burnt. And I don't know if it's the safety spot. I don't know if it's the coverage. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if we're playing zone, and the zone is for him to stay back, cover the flats, everything 10 in the front, and the safety's supposed to be catching. He's supposed to take up the slack of the receiver, or if he's just playing zone, it's just getting beat at the line. I know he did have a shoulder injury, and I think he set out a game, maybe two. So I know that can affect, especially a corner with jamming, trying to get physical, all that. But to be honest, he's not looking. He's looking like just another guy out there. He's not looking like the first round draft pick that we were expecting, that we got out of Florida. That when we were looking at the highlights, how he was just covering everything. He was all over the field. He doesn't look like that. He don't look like that guy. Very disappointing. And safeties, we went through a few safeties with Wingard, with I can't even think of his name, Jones, something like that. I think I might be saying his name wrong, but we went through a few safeties and none of them are actually good. We drafted a safety out of Auburn. I don't know why we're not playing him. What's the issue with that? But our safeties, like just all around, the secondary just does not look good. Safeties don't look good. Cornerbacks don't look good. Neither corner, Trey Herndon or C.J. Henderson looks good to eye. I know a lot of people like to go on PFF and look at those numbers, but those numbers are. We don't know how they're getting these numbers, but looking at the eye test, Trey Herndon's not playing. He's playing a little bit better because he's not playing the number one. Of course, if you're not guarding the number one, your stats could be and more than likely will be better than the number one corner. So, I mean, if you look at Boye and Ramsey, Boye had better PFF stats or whatever than Ramsey, but he didn't guard the number one. Ramsey always covered the number one. He always played the number one. Ramsey would get beat sometimes. Ramsey wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you sell out on defense, it's going to happen. It's just plain. I don't care what sport you're playing, basketball, football. You sell out on defense and you give your all on defense. You're going to get caught on. You're going to get crossed over. Stuff like that happens when you sell out on defense and you play defense really hard. Defensive ranking, we're 31st in the points. We average 30 points per game. We're 31 in yards per game. We average 418 yards per game. Rush, we're 27 with rush per game. We average 138 yards rushing per game. And pass per game, we're 28. We average 280 yards passing. So that's 31st, 27, 28. So we're in the bottom. We're in the bottom of the league when it comes to our defense. Again, like I said, we only had 8 sacks. We only have 8 sacks. We don't even get no pass rush to put pressure on the quarterback to make him throw the ball quicker, to throw off the routes, throw off the timing. But Caldwell sold us on with trade Yannick. You didn't want to re-sign him. You didn't want to at least get that one piece here. You didn't want to make that happen, so you traded him, and then you said we're going to do better by drafting Chase Young. Now look where we're at. Yannick had, before he got traded from the Vikings to Baltimore, he had 5 sacks by himself. At that point in time, Jacksonville had 6 as a team. But you sold us on we can do better. Calais had 4 by himself for Baltimore. We had 6. So, I mean, come on now. It's just, to me personally, that believes we made a bad move with letting go. We're not trying to fix whatever the issue was with Yannick. We're trying to sign him. Offensively, we are towards the bottom of the pack too. We got Minshew. We all thought Minshew was gonna come off his rookie year and ball out. Minshew has at this point has 1,800 yards, 1,855 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He ended up getting hurt, torn some ligaments in his thumb. Apparently, he's had this injury for a while, and they're trying to. I don't know if they're trying to say this, but I'm guessing they're saying that the reason his accuracy in his pass has been bad because he's dealing with his hand injury. We don't know, but we do know he hasn't been playing well like how he was last year. He just hasn't been that exciting. He's been inaccurate, inconsistent. His pocket presence is all over the place. I know our offensive line isn't that good, but how Minshew is in the pocket, he steps up at the wrong time, he bails at the wrong time, he holds the ball too long. And then sometimes he'll step up, right? The pocket is breaking down, he'll step up, complete a nice pass. Sometimes the pocket, he getting pressure from the left or right, you'll see him roll out, you know what I'm saying, run for the ball, run, get like 2, 3, 4 yards. Everything. I mean, he'll make the right play sometimes. Sometimes he'll make the wrong play. You're like, bro, the pocket is clean. Why did you bail out to a sack? Like, he's literally bailed when there was nobody in front of him and went right into a sack. There's times where he just holds the ball too long. He could either throw it in the flats to a tight end, to a running back, or there's a crossing pattern that's wide open, and he just holds the ball. If you hold the ball too long, the offensive lineman eventually is going to end up losing the block, and then you're going to get pressure, you're going to get sacked. If you get the ball out your hand within 2 seconds, you don't have to worry about the pass rush because the ball's coming out your hand fast enough. If you're reading the play and getting the ball out your hand, I'd rather for him to get the ball out his hand fast enough and let it be an incomplete pass than for him to hold the ball, get pressure, throw a bad pass, or take a sack. Come on, just get the ball out of his hand. And I feel like he struggles. His inconsistency is struggling in that. And as far as reading defenses, he can't. To me, the defense now has a whole year of film on him. So now the defense are being more complex. They're getting more difficult. They're doing a lot of schemes, a lot of disguises, and I think it is affecting him. On top of all that, and then his passing, he's inconsistent with his passing. He'll hit Chark deep, he'll hit Cole deep, and then sometimes he'll throw the ball way off, out of bounds, underthrows. The ball's wobbly. It looks like how Borders used to throw the ball. So he's so inconsistent, and that's not what we were looking for when we were coming into the season with him. Literally, the conversation was, should we stick with him or should we go after another quarterback? We decided to stick with him, and this is what we got. I honestly think the team is giving him all opportunity to show us that he's going to be our guy, and that's why they gave him every opportunity. They gave him all the snaps, did everything. Prove to us that you're our guy, and he's shown us that he isn't. We traded Fournette, got James Robinson. I think James Robinson's pretty good, got a better vision than Fournette. He's rushed for 580 yards, 5 touchdowns, also caught 225 yards for 2 touchdowns. That's 800 yards all purpose. He's doing this thing. There's nothing negative I can say about James Robinson. I think he's doing well. I think we should just become a run first team and just run the ball behind him. DJ Chark, he's been frustrated with offense and how the passing's been. He has 437 yards and 4 touchdowns. He can't, if Minshew's not playing well, DJ Chark's not going to get the ball, point blank, period. We've been playing Jay Luton. Jay Luton hit him perfect, 73-yard pass, second play of the game. I'm not saying they have a better connection, but the game Luton started, Chark had the most yards he's had as a pro, 146 receiving yards. So You can take that for however you want. You want to say that Luton's a better quarterback than Minshew. They got a better connection. I'm not gonna say he's a better quarterback. I'm not saying that yet. But or they could have just had that connection for that one game, and that's why it looked the way it looked. That's what it really could have been. It could have been just the luck of the draw and how things played out, that they could have just connected that well that game. When it comes to Shad Khan being the owner, I don't think he really cares about wins, because as long as he's making money, as an owner, if you don't care about football, because he's not a football guy, didn't know nothing about football, made his billions off bumpers and other business deals. So if you're not a football guy, you're not gonna be really stuck on the football team getting wins. You're gonna be more about just owning the team and doing your other business ventures. And I think that's where he's more focused on, his other business ventures. He has the city granted him Lot J. Now they're kind of trying to get him to make a commitment with the team staying here. He said he's trying to bring a luxury hotel here, 4 Seasons, and it's like, bro, like I hope all this happens. I hope Lot J booms, restaurants, condos, all that stuff, storefronts. I hope 4 Seasons comes, but at the same time, I want that same focus. I want that same energy. I want that same compassion to the football team. I mean, as a fan of the Jaguars, bro, I want to win, bro. When you win, more money comes, and I think he's just satisfied with the money he's getting in by just investing into the team, just doing stuff around the team, not actually putting his money into the team. But if you get more wins, the more money you get. I mean, look at Kraft and Boston. All those wins, and that's why you have all that stuff around the stadium. That's why the city don't mind doing things for the state, for the team, and giving you this money and stuff like that, tax breaks and stuff like that. If you're winning, and now you're bringing money to the city, bringing money to the stadium, you're bringing money around the team. Of course, people wouldn't mind doing certain things so you can get tax breaks and stuff like that, so you can do certain stuff. And I feel like Shad Khan's more worried about that than winning. Since he's bought the team, he's 39 and 97. By the end of this year, he would have 100 L's since he's bought the team. Come on now, 100 L's, 100 losses since he's bought the team. We're gonna hit over 100 by this, because I mean this season's basically, from what it looks like right now, it's a wash. Looks like it's gonna be a wash. 39 and 97. He doesn't look like he really, like I said, that right there shows he really don't care. And as a fan, the fan base has really been outspoken about him and about the things that it seems like he's more focused on. You bought the team 7-8 years ago, and you're already at 100 losses. That's crazy. Why did the Weavers sell the team to an owner who doesn't care about the team, or doesn't even think about, or the main focus isn't winning? I mean, Weavers made their money out. They got their money. So that's that. I don't think he's that good of an owner. I think he's more of a businessman, if anything. Dave Caldwell, horrible GM. He's 37 of 83 since he's been here. Horrible GM. Name another GM in the NFL. They got their choice of this many quarterbacks. Now, this is how many quarterbacks Dave Caldwell's gotten. He drafted Bortles, 1st round pick. Drafted Brandon Allen, 6th round. When he got Nick Foles, paid him free agency. He didn't last. Drafted Tanner Lee, 6th round. Drafted Gardner Minshew, 6th round. And drafted Jake Luton, 6th round. This fool drafted 1, 2, 3. He drafted 4 quarterbacks in the 6th round, and then you drafted Minshew. He's had the choice of drafting 5 quarterbacks and picking one up in free agent. Not to mention we got Mike Glennon, who he picked up in free agent just to be a backup. What other GM gets that much slack to do all that and then doesn't produce? You get all this and you don't produce. Not to mention you traded all our good pieces from the 2017 season where we made it to the AFC Championship game. You traded all those pieces to get draft picks to replace those same guys that got us to the AFC Championship game. Amazing. No, he built the team up. We got to the AFC Championship game. Then everything went downhill. So then you're literally trading the talent that got us to the AFC Championship game away, and to sell us that we can do better without them, to get pieces to replace them that aren't as talented as these guys. Yeah, we drafted guys to think they're going to be the replacements and it's just as good, but they're not as talented. Dave Caldwell has to go. Marrone has to go. Both of these guys have to go. I mean, if the Jaguars are going to be a competitive team and compared to the other teams in the league, we have to get rid of our head coach. We have to get rid of our GM. I think the GM, he tried. I think he made some moves that were some smart draft picks, I think he made some smart moves, but I think he's made a lot more moves that hurt the team than help. And I just think that both of them and Doug Marrone, even though I don't think all of it's Doug Marrone's fault, I feel like there's a huge wall in between Caldwell, ownership, and Marrone. And Marrone is, they just literally making moves and tell Marrone, hey, this is what we did. And you're the guy that faces the media, so you have to deal with them. I honestly believe that's what they're doing. But Marrone is a head coach that still falls on you. The way the team plays, the way the team practices, the way the team prepares still fall on you. You're the head coach. If you got to let go of a coordinator, all that, and you don't, all that falls on you. What am I expecting in these last 8 games? To be honest, I'm expecting the same thing we got from the first 8. I know at the beginning of the season, I said that we have a 7. I think I said 6 to 7 win team, maybe 8. I don't even see another game we can win. I remember I said Pittsburgh was one game that we might win because we always play Pittsburgh hard. For whatever reason, we play Pittsburgh hard. Pittsburgh is undefeated. We're 31st in the league, so I don't see us winning no games the rest of the season. I expect Derrick Henry to run on us the next time we play him. This point blank period, being honest, I think that is what it is with the Jaguars. This is the halfway point. It's a frustrating halfway point, but as a fan, as a resident here in Jacksonville, this is where I'm at with the team. I'm content. I'm content with it. I just got to deal with it. Hopefully, we get a good draft pick and we don't mess this up. Draft a quarterback, whoever it may be, and maybe he can be the person to turn the city around, bring a little bit more life back in the city, kind of like how it was in 2017. Because in 2017, everyone in the city was happy to be a Jaguar fan, and I kind of missed that. That's probably like, I haven't seen that since maybe 99, 2000, 2001, where the whole 06. That, in fact, that was the last time I seen 06, 07. That was the last time I seen the city so riled up around the Jaguars. When we end up going to New England, playing them in the playoffs, we end up losing. But that was the last time I seen the city so hyped and encouraged about the Jaguars. That's that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know where you think we should be better at. Let me know what was your guys' expectations of the team. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, because there's a couple people that thinks that some of the things I'm saying is wrong, and I like to hear what you guys think. But until that's this video.